So today we want to talk about a recent CMHC financing that we did for a client of ours. It's a 15-unit multifamily with two commercial retail units on the ground floor. And this was in, I think, Vancouver. Cecilia, how did you meet this client and what was his request? What did he wanted for his end goal?
This client was referred by a realtor friend of mine, and then he wanted to get, like, he was actually trying to sell the property, but the market condition, he couldn't get what he wants. And then his loan was maturing. He also want to get more money, take it more equity out from the property so he can invest in another property. Also, he wanted like lower rates and monthly payments, lower monthly payments, so he can generate positive cash flow.
Don't we all, right?
Yeah, he basically wants everything.
But luckily in this specific situation, it worked, right? Not all situations work, but I think anytime you have an apart multifamily with more than 5 units, there are favorable programs out there that allows you to accomplish that. If this was just a retail unit or office unit, we can't do that. So in this situation, his dreams did come true. In a sense, we were able to get him a pretty good deal. So that's the situation. Now, Wing, to kind of, how do we solve that solution? Or how do we come up with that solution? What was the, how do we structure this deal actually to get him money?
We were able to, even though these were strata units, we were able to find a lender that's okay to use this as a CMHC rental, because at first we weren't really sure if we do stratas for rentals, but CMHC is actually quite flexible in the MLI Select program where you can do it as a rental. So we were able to stretch the amortization to 45 years because we got them more units to be affordable units, right? So we got them 45 years. And we were able to stretch it to 45 years, and we actually were able to get up to 65% loan to value, and that kind of helped them with the lower payments as well. Tuan, I think you turn off the PowerPoint.
Yeah, yes, I want to change it up a little bit. Yeah, I just wanted a bigger screen of us talking. Yeah.
Okay.
So definitely we accomplished that. We got $800,000 more, lower rates. I think their current lender was much higher rate. And the key thing was getting longer amortization, 45 years. So even though we got a more higher loan amount, but the monthly payment worked out to be the same because the lower rate stretch out longer, right?
A bit lower monthly payment actually.
A bit lower. Okay, perfect. So definitely accomplished all his goals. And because of this, he actually decided to keep this property a little longer. So there's two choices this client could have made. He wanted to sell because he wanted his equity back, or he wanted some money to invest in the market. But funny thing, in a down market, there's great opportunities to buy, but it's not a good opportunity to sell. So in order to hedge this, he took money out now, so he can go out and buy whatever investment he wants, but he's able to hold it a little longer and not sell his property at a discount. Because if he were to sell his property at that time, I think he would have got a lot less money than what he wanted, I think was the key.
Yeah,
he had offers. He did
30%. Yeah, too low.
He had 2 offers. Yeah, it was too low, he felt. So I think this deal here just goes to show that it's just in the timing, he's supposed to sell his property, but I think short term, this is the best strategy. And also the new buyers who buy this building can also assume this mortgage too, to take the exact same term he has. So there's an advantage there. So it kind of accomplishes 2 goals where now he can slowly sell his property, hopefully at a better price, but still leverage on the equity he built the last couple of years to go buy something. Anything else you guys want to add about this deal that I missed out on?
I would say that CMHC is not for everyone, but for this client was perfect. Just with 45 years amortization, I think like 60 or 70% of units were actually affordable units. So his income is.
How many of them are affordable? So
I think it was like close to 8. I think it's
40%.
No, more than that. I think for 45 years it's like 60 or something like that. 60% was like affordable. So
let's assume 60 to keep it.
Yeah. So 60%, and like so your income is actually lower on the lower end, but obviously the trade-off is you get lower payments, higher loan amount, longer amortization as well. So there's some of the trade-offs some people aren't willing to make, but for this client it works for them, right? Because they want more money and they want lower payments, right? But
you got to look at every building's different. You got to look at the current rent that they're collecting. How many of them actually qualify as affordable? Because some of the rents might have been around for a long time. Like the tenant's been there for 5 years. The gradual rental increase still made it affordable. So you have to look, if the building is all like, say if all the 15 units were at a really high market rent, and now you got to make it go back down affordable, like lower by a lot. If I was the investor, I might not do that. I might not take this program because I don't want to convert 15 of my units to something much lower income. At the end of the day, I get a better deal on the loan amount and the rate, but I'm getting a lower net income now. So from an investment standpoint, it doesn't
So
make
it affects
sense.
your return, right? So
Yeah,
it
affects your
depends
return.
on the person. Yeah.
Too many people
and your goal is.
gravitated towards the rates. They're, I want better rates. But you need to strike a balance between rates and the affordability part. Now, there's some buildings I think client buys where it's a lot older, all the rents were affordable. So like it's just grandfathered. Then I would totally take on this deal. This is a great deal because you're going to get advantage of better rates, amortization. But it was a brand new building and you're getting market rent and all of a sudden you have to lower your rent, then I don't think you got to make that choice, right? The return on
Yeah,
investment.
this one is actually kind of older building, so their rent is very close to the affordable rent anyways. Yeah, so for him,
that's why
it's
it worked
not,
out.
yeah.
It wasn't a big change. I think he only needed one unit to go below.
A little bit, yeah, very
So that didn't impact him. But imagine if I told this client, oh, 5-year units got to be lowered by $500 per month. I don't think he'll take this deal, right? Because he'll be like, well, Tuan, I lose like $30,000 a month in rental income to get a better deal. Why would I do that? So then we have to adjust, right? So I think the key thing is not just driven by rates, but really at the end of the day, your client's position. In this situation, it worked out. He's looking to sell. All the units were quite affordable already. He had to make very little changes, which I think is key. But yeah, no, I think it was a good one, and this one really fit the bill for this type of deal. So, yeah. Okay.